Shorts, everybody. I'm going to be having coffee talk. And today, Nat Brede, who runs VIP, has graciously agreed to join me for a conversation. So we're going to do that over coffee and breakfast since it's a morning thing. We're morning people. Not really. That is, but I'm not. All right, you gotta sit over here. She's got her morning stuff. Everybody.
Hi.
This is Nat. It's the first time we've toured together, Nat.
It is.
First time I've even met Nat, actually. I was in the elevator at the first hotel. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, in Toronto. I do remember.
Yeah, and she
I was like, you look like a roadie.
definitely picked me out as a roadie. Yeah, for sure.
I was like, you look like we belong together.
Yeah. What do you do? Yeah. So Nat is in charge of our VIP on this one. She's kind of doing a favor for a really good friend who's our TM, Danny Gore. She made the time to do it for this Women in Touring segment that I'm putting together here. And I'm glad you did too, so thank you for chatting with me.
Of course.
How did you get into this crazy business anyway? How old were you?
Ooh, how old was I?
You don't have to tell me how long ago it was. You just tell me.
I think I was 21 or 22. But I started off as a dancer.
Okay.
And then
in like rock shows, dance shows or whatever?
Yeah, I did Kid Rock, danced for Pitbull.
Wow.
And then danced for a lot of DJs, like in Detroit.
All right.
And then from there, I met a DJ named Deadmau5.
Yeah.
And then I kind of just ran away.
Everybody knows who that is.
Yeah, everyone knows.
Yeah.
And if you don't, he wears a giant mouse head.
Right.
And then he came to town one year, and I just kind of ran away with the circus.
Okay. So
and I never came back.
Did you dance as a kid? Like, was dancing your thing?
Yeah.
It was?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a good segue.
I wasn't great. I wasn't amazing.
Right.
But I was good enough to
and you loved it.
Have it as a job for a while.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Love it. So how'd that transition into, like you do stuff for, I don't know, it's not NASCAR, what is it? It's
Formula One.
Formula One.
Mm-hmm.
And some other events as well, right? How'd you get into that whole event business?
For Formula One, it's more of just watching the show.
Okay.
To be honest. Okay. And I was never a Formula One fan before the show.
Okay.
And I watched the show, and I realized, like, these are my people. Like, they do everything that we do here on the road with music, but it's just a little bit different.
Okay.
And I was like, they want to win shit, and I want to win shit. I'm very competitive. So I just felt like, why not take what I've learned in music for however many years and apply that to what they do in Formula One and travel the world and do that gig for a while. Because it really is the same. It's an event. They build it, they tear it down, they move on to the next city. It is very different, though. It's just, I needed to switch up.
Yeah, so you came from the music part of it into Formula One.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Is that recent?
Yeah, this year.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah.
So besides Formula One and music, what else do you do?
I'm a consultant for an aerospace company.
Okay.
And I own a tea brand.
And I asked this stuff again because I know she's super busy and super driven, and it's pretty impressive that she does all these things all at once.
Thanks.
So.
We're doing a short. Come say hi.
Come say hi.
No, come on. We're doing a short.
He needs his sunglasses.
Put your sunglasses.
Roadie shorts.
Roadie shorts.
Yeah.
Get in here.
Is this yours?
It's mine.
Yeah, it's hers. But she asked you to.
Yeah. Look at him walking away.
Jerry Kink from Empire Touring. I haven't gotten him to do it yet. And
one day he will, and he'll thrive.
Wants to
there's Britt.
Britt did it the other day.
Did
Actually, yesterday.
she?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
But I got to get a part 2 with Britt because I have more questions for her. So I'm going to try to bug her today for part 2. So what's your favorite thing about touring?
Meeting people.
Yeah.
Yeah, because otherwise I wouldn't meet anyone.
It is a network.
Yeah, I'm so siloed in like everything that I do that I don't think I'd ever leave the house.
Oh, okay.
I would just like work on my computer and become,
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, I think for me it's meeting people because a lot of the people that I meet on the road become like lifetime friends and
Sure.
family.
Was this your first VIP gig?
No.
Was it?
No. So what was my first VIP gig? Well, last year I did VIP for Def Leppard and Motley Crue.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And that's how I met Danny.
That's how you met Danny.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right.
And the year before that, I was right before COVID, I was doing Shania Twain
Okay.
VIP for her
Okay.
Vegas residency.
Okay.
And then before that, I was with Kiss doing VIP.
So how does, like, say, Shania Twain VIP differ from, like, Kiss or rock bands?
Well, with Shania, because it was a Vegas residency, I mean, everyone's packages are different,
Yeah.
but hers, like, were really cool because the fans could actually be a part of the show.
Okay.
So certain times during the show, I would have to go out into the crowd and collect certain VIPs
No
and
kidding.
get them on stage.
Really?
It was actually really stressful.
I bet.
I was like, I don't know if I could take the
Yeah.
pressure. But that was really cool. That I've never seen any other act do that. I think they're able to do that because is it residency? I don't know, but it was
Yeah.
something unique.
Yeah,
and
that is unique, yeah.
Kiss definitely doesn't do that. But Kiss had a really cool captain's lounge, so they had like a party room. They would go in early, they would shop, they would get some really cool gifts,
Yep.
meet the band.
Yep.
They got to meet the manager,
Okay. That's pretty cool.
and yeah, so it's
Yeah.
just different. Every band's different.
What's your, I asked you your favorite thing about touring, but your least favorite thing?
I think now it's being away from home.
Yeah.
I think before, when I was younger, I could be gone forever. I would
Yeah,
the
sure.
second I would get home, I would leave. Actually, I'm still very much like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I miss home. When I'm home, I want to be on the road, and when I'm on the road, I want to be home. Do you feel the same way?
Yeah, that's so weird.
I hate that. I think it's because because it's so dramatic that there's no balance either way. So like when we're
Yeah.
at home, we don't feel balance. When we're here, we don't feel balance. So we're just
Yeah.
always seeking.
It takes me
The other side.
like a week to get balanced or reacclimated to being
What's
home.
going on? It's
Yeah.
like, you wake up to a day sheet
Yeah.
that has
Right.
your entire day planned out.
That's
You wake
true.
up like this breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and who you need to check in with. And then when
Yeah.
you wake up and you don't have those people anymore,
Right.
and you don't even realize that you feel like you necessarily miss them until you're not there.
Right. You have something coming up after this?
Dead Mouse. So
Oh, you go back to Dead Mouse.
Yeah. So I technically work for Dead Mouse full time.
Okay.
So even when I'm out here on the road, I'm working on Dead Mouse. So every chance I get, I'll be on my laptop, I'll be sending emails or having meetings or just setting up the next plan.
Okay.
But we have pop-up shops that I'm building. So I create pop-up shops around the world.
Yeah.
And we have 5 pop-ups this year in the next couple of months that I have to execute.
What's the most difficult part of doing VIP for you?
For them?
Or for anybody, VIP? I mean, I know they're different,
Honestly, it's the fans.
but yeah.
Because they pay so much money.
Yeah.
And it's like, for me, it's not necessarily them being difficult in any way. It's more of like the pressure on me to make sure that they have a good experience because of the amount of money that they spent.
Yeah.
And people don't just spend VIP just to spend the money. Like, they're spending it because they're such a big fan. So like to make sure that I'm giving them the experience that they are paying for.
Right.
Above that as well.
Yeah,
That is just the
yeah.
pressure.
Yeah.
So it's just making sure everyone's happy. That's the hardest part.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, we kind of talked about that a little bit with, like, just doing the stage tours. You know, you kind of, well, what are they going to see if I cover up the drum set? Or,
Yeah.
you know.
But they love it though.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, it's
how
it's
it's
good.
turned out.
Yeah,
is
it's
so
evolved through the tour. People, you know, we didn't have anybody that was supposed to talk to the fans on stage, and multiple people have gotten up and
Yeah. I think that's so
stepped
cool.
up
We're
and-
just collecting crew.
yeah,
as we
like
go.
one by one, they all
Yeah.
want to say something or
Even
tell-
Denny made an appearance yesterday.
He did, and so many questions for Dave yesterday.
So many questions.
More than-
He was thriving.
Yeah, it was pretty damn good.
I love it.
All right, so as a woman in the business, have you seen a lot change over the years since you started, and for the better or worse, or?
For me, I've never experienced. Maybe I have blinders on. I don't know, but
Yeah.
for me, I haven't experienced anything different from when I started. I think the people I've always toured with people that are so respectful.
Okay,
And
that's good.
I've never experienced any type of sexism, or I guess just sexism is the best word to kind of
Yeah,
sum it
sure,
up.
Sure.
But everyone that I've toured with, which I guess I'm very lucky because that's not the case.
No lack of respect or anything like that.
No.
That's good.
No.
Yeah, that's good.
But I know
Hey,
a lot of women in the industry that have had bad experiences.
I also think it might be, for the people that have had bad experiences, it might be their role as well. Like you have an audio girl or a lighting girl or
Maybe.
you know what I mean. It's
Maybe,
I think
yeah.
that's possible. I think there's more people there are more women in those roles now, which is nice. And some of the other people I've talked to have said that they're seeing more and more women in those roles that are usually male based.
That are male, yeah.
Which is good. Higher ups as well, like Danny and.
Yep. Which I love to see, which is why I'm out here. Is I want to support her as her first like tour managing gig.
Right.
I think I wanted to be out here to support her in any way that I could. If that was making my department run super smooth and she didn't have to worry about it, that's what I would do.
Right. What do you? We talked about you being home. You love to be home. What do you love to do when you're home?
Work.
It's
literally
there
all
you
I
go,
do.
people. Yep.
I just like to be in a routine, so it's hard on the road to be in a routine.
Sure.
Like I want to wake up and have a coffee, and then work on this project, and then move to this one, and then.
Well, you were talking to me about your 30-minute thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You want to explain that a little bit?
Everything's scheduled. Yeah, I live my life by a checklist.
Okay.
And when I'm feeling extra anxious about all the things that I need to get done, I time it. So I put it into like an actual schedule.
Yep.
And I gamify everything. It's the only way I can get anything done. And I even do that here on the road. So like I'll like set a timer.
Right.
From the time that I touch my cases to the time that they set up, and just to see every day if I can get faster at it.
Right.
Anything that I can make a game out of it,
great.
it makes it more fun.
Oh, there you go.
Do you gamify
You do what
anything?
works.
Like, do you ever time yourself, or like make a schedule, or see how fast you can do something? Or
No, just with learning things. Even just learning drums, I had to block time. So I spend 30 minutes on this hand pattern, or 30 minutes on this drum beat, and try to. And it's weird how we do group it in kind of 30-minute segments.
Yeah, I feel like your brain, and this is not scientific in any way, shape, or form, but I feel like, at least for me, my brain works in short bursts when I'm doing something new. So like I can give it 100%, but in a short amount of time, and then I have to move on.
Okay.
So like I'll do it, I'll get it done, but like I have to limit my time, or I'll just get frustrated.
Yeah. As far as touring goes, what do you wish you knew back then, but that you know now?
That I
That might have would have helped you back then.
That I
to know
don't have to take every job.
Okay.
Back then, I was so scared that if I don't take the job, I'm not going to have work.
Right. Okay.
And so I just overworked myself, and maybe that's why 15 years later I feel so burnt out.
Yeah.
But because I know people that have been touring for way longer than 15 years, and I'm like, how are you guys still out here?
Yeah,
and I think for me, every job, every time I had an opportunity to go out, I was there.
Yep.
Where I feel out of the fear of the fact that I was gonna be without work.
Right. Sure.
But now I know that like that's not true. There's so many gigs, there's so many tours, there's always something to jump on. Like and I didn't need to panic.
Right.
And I could have been a little bit more like selective.
Right.
That's what I wish I would have known back then.
Okay. That's good.
Because now I'm selective.
Yeah. Sure.
But
Sure. Is there the last question for me is there one piece of advice you give to another woman that's trying to get into the business? How to start and how to get in? I mean, I get questions all the time, like how'd you become a drum tech, or like how'd you get this gig? How'd you end up working for these guys?
Same. A lot of the VIPs ask me.
Yeah.
I think my advice would be consistency. If you're consistent, once you're in and you're consistent and you're good at what you do, you'll always have work. I think that's my advice.
Sure.
Because
don't be so scattered with it.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, if your work and the people that you work with are technically your resume, like you can write all you want that you've worked for Beyonce and Kiss and all these people, but it doesn't really matter like what the paper says, because those people are going to be like, oh, you toured with her, how was it? It's all like word of mouth. So like it's being consistent and being good at your job and staying out of the way.
There you go. You heard it, people. Thanks for watching Roadie Shorts. Thanks for taking the time.
Thank you.
We finally did this.
We finally did it. I know.
Last day of tour.
I've been promising, and then I keep running away.
And I didn't even let her sip her coffee.
No, I did. I've been drinking it.
Nice.
Thanks, Pete.
Appreciate you doing it.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
How long have you been doing it that way?
A long time.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And how do you feel about it?
I get a lot of shit done.
There you go. How do you mentally feel about it?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know yet. I don't know yet.